everybody. Welcome to 500 Open Tabs. I'm Kaveh Taherian.
And I'm Hannah Hillam. And welcome back. We're on the second part of the Tab Conspiracy, which is the episode compiled and put together and organized and honestly way more engineered than anything we've ever done by 4 people from our Discord, Jazz, Nico, Casey, and Grace. And this was back in July or August, they put this together.
I think it was, August, the end of the summer is when we were. If you guys haven't listened to last week's episode, you're going to want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, please.
Because it gives you a little bit of context about how dumb we are and how confused we are by everything and how we may or may not have been around a shooting in a Taco Bell parking lot. I don't know. Probably
when we first heard this. And
yes.
I don't even think Jazz and Nico and Grace and Casey have heard that part, that we may have listened to this for the first time while someone was getting shot in a Taco Bell parking lot. And it wasn't one of us, unbelievably.
Unfortunately.
In my will, how it says I want my body to go.
So close.
After I'm dead, just take me to the parking lot. Just target practice. That went dark. But this is the second part of that. Do you want to add anything?
No, I was just going to say, so it was 4 of them. Like you said, it was Casey and Nico from Riverside, Jazz and Grace.
From Riverside,
Last week, we had the first 2, which was Grace and Nico from Riverside. This week is going to be Casey and Jazz. We just wanted to do a little intro beforehand so you guys aren't like, what the hell is this? Anyway, once again, thank you to everybody for helping keep this show as part of a community where you guys feel comfortable to make friends with each other and share ideas and facts and info dump and generally we have a good vibe, I think, on that Discord. It's pretty active and I feel like you've got a good configuration of people. This is evidence of that.
This is evidence that they are now friends and making their own art. Like we always say, don't stop. When you say don't stop creating, keep creating or whatever. And then
keep creating or whatever. That's what I always say. Or whatever is usually what I say. I always add that or whatever.
Or whatever, guys. Don't talk to me anymore. That's what you always say. We ask you for quotes and you just say that.
I'm just like, leave me alone or whatever. Yeah. It's 7 in the morning. I have to go on my power walk and draw.
My power dad walk that only 70-year-old dads do.
100%.
But yeah, this has been great. It's so great to see this, and thank you for doing this, you guys.
Yeah, and thank you again for allowing us to release it on the main feed so that the other, as you said last week, the other 6 listeners of this show get to hear it.
Out of our 10 of listeners. 10s? That means like 16 people. That's
I guess 16
good.
Other people. Yeah, I'm like, we're almost up to 20. This is great. You're right. 10 implies at least 20 of them. Yeah.
Let's get to 30 next
Let's get to
season
30
3.
listeners is what we're hoping for.
And before we get in, I wanted to remind everybody that we are taking the month of January off. So the next episode that is going to be released will be released February 4th. So make sure you don't forget about us.
Yeah. And to be clear, we're not taking the month of January off. We're not going on vacation. We're trying to make it so that we're totally behind because which is what we've been for the entire year.
We will be working. We will be working. We will be working the whole month of January.
But
there will be no published stuff.
But we will have a live watch stream, or other.
Last week of January, hopefully.
Last week of January, I think.
Yeah.
We're really good at figuring this out and organizing it ahead of time. Yeah. But this, you know what? It's not about us today. It's about the Tab Conspiracy. So without further ado, here they are in all their glory, part 2. Enjoy.
All right, Jazzercise, what do you got for us?
I believe it is I, Jazz. I don't think my tab is like too long. I didn't really practice or time it beforehand.
I mean, to be fair, we are over an hour into this.
Yeah. We're gonna fly by the seat of our pants.
Exactly.
And in true Kaveh and Hannah fashion, I did finish my notes on this tab just last night, the night before recording.
None of us did that.
Okay, so I'm gonna open with a question for the group to prime ourselves. How would you rate your sleep habits. 10 being exactly where you want them to be,
3.
and 0 being the farthest you could get away from that as possible.
A strong 3. Definitely a strong
Pretty
3.
low. That's pretty
Yeah.
low.
It's it gets warm in my room, and my roommates like to be loud at night. So that's yeah.
Oh,
My sleep schedule
no.
is the only sacred thing in my life.
Yay. I admire you for that, Grace. What about you,
Thank you.
Casey? What do you rate?
Mine is probably like a 5.
Yeah.
My natural circadian rhythm tends to be like I want to fall asleep between like midnight and 1 a.m. And as a modern working gal,
Grace looked really disturbed by you
Yeah.
saying that.
it's not the schedule that I
go to
keep.
bed at 8:30.
No,
And that's great.
That's like if I were to have no alarms in my life, if I were just to follow the setting and rising of the sun, that's where I would sleep. Normally I go to bed around like 9:30 because I need to get sleep to be able to get up and then get ready for work and do all of that stuff.
Okay.
Ooh.
But probably it's about a 5. I need to take like melatonin almost every night to be able to actually fall asleep when I need to
Gotcha.
fall asleep for this
Oh.
modern society.
I
Okay.
know. Well, we're already touching on so many themes. I'd probably rate mine a 6, just because, yeah, I'm functional, but I feel like I could be more well rested.
Mhm.
So, have any of you heard of the concept of a first sleep and second sleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like first or second breakfast or something, or like what is
You know
this?
what? I don't know what first and second breakfast is, but I want to participate in that.
It is
The
the Lord of the
Hobbits,
Rings.
Jazz.
What about second breakfast?
I'm so sorry. I never got into like the Lord of
Oh.
the Rings.
Elevensies, luncheon, afternoon tea.
I'm being exposed. I'll be the Hannah who hasn't seen anything, though I'm pretty sure she is a big fan of.
Lord of the
Okay,
Rings.
I also have
Yeah.
no nostalgia for Lord of the Rings.
You just know what first and second breakfast is. Okay, well, Casey, tell me what you know about first sleep and second sleep.
You will have to cut me off at some point. So just tell me to shut up when it's gone too far. Basically, the idea is that before electric lights, people were much more guided by the sun. So especially in the winter, you would go to sleep basically when the sun went down because you had no light sources that were bright enough to keep you awake. But humans naturally tend to sleep about 8 to 10 hours a night, depending on your gender and all of this other stuff. So you would wake up in the middle of the night, like at midnight, for an hour or so, 2 hours, and then you would go back to bed and wake up when the sun rose. And people would do things during that 1 to 2 hours, like have a snack or make love if you had a partner. And like this is literally how when people talk about this, they talk about how the fact that most families slept in one bed. So this would be the time when you would kick the kids out of the bed because they didn't need to be asleep, so you could be intimate with your partner. And people would also actually travel during this time as well if the moon was particularly good, because you could actually see well enough to travel on.
Yeah, because the moon is bright and the full moon, and you could just see.
The moon is very bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they think that falling away from the system with the electrical light is one of the reasons why most modern sleep disorders exist.
Ooh, I don't know if they got into sleep disorders in this article, but I feel like they definitely alluded to that idea. So, okay, well, we've already got an expert in the room.
Oh, look out.
So this BBC article that I found mainly focuses on the research by a historian named Roger Ekirch. Maybe I should have looked up how to say his name.
Roger.
But he is really interested in this concept of first and second sleep, and a lot of this research happened in the 90s that the article talks about. So
it was the 90s.
It was the 90s.
Yes.
Back
in the
90s.
Someone on a very famous TV show.
Exactly.
And it actually opens with a description of a court deposition of a murder that took place.
A moida.
Yes,
moida.
it happened after this woman in 1699 woke up after her first sleep and told her daughter, like, just chill out at home. I'm gonna go, do some chores or whatever. And then she gets murdered. And this shows up in the court deposition, which is studied by the historian, Roger. And it just talks about how a lot of court depositions from this time period are actually a really great source for people who study like social habits.
Huh.
To get information, because they often comment upon activity that's oftentimes unrelated to the crime itself. So this is kind of an introduction as to like how this historian started to find out or come across the term first sleep, because it was described that this crime happened after the first sleep. Yeah. And it kind of course, this term implies that there might be a second sleep. And what is that all about? Because of course, in the 90s, we're not following that type of schedule. And as Roger gets more into his research, we find that there are a lot of mentions in different literature, like even as early as 8th century BCE with the Odyssey, famous like Greek epic tale, and other pieces of literature like anyone familiar with the Canterbury Tales?
Oh,
Indeed.
yes.
oh yeah.
Indeed, yes.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of Heath Ledger.
Who isn't?
Oh.
Paul Bettany.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
So apparently there's mentions of like first sleeps in that, and it's found in ballads, in letters and diaries, and just like the more you keep looking for it, the more you find it. You just can't not notice it. But kind of as Casey mentioned already, like we don't really do that anymore, and the latest references are found around the early 20th century. Maybe this is the time period when we started to see this habit go away. And another note that the article points out is that biphasic sleep, as you may call it, was practiced outside of England as well. The court depositions that I mentioned earlier was from England, but we have references of a first sleep in France called a premier somme. I don't have good French. I don't think.
That's pretty good, I think. Premier
Yeah.
somme.
They're the best.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks,
Mhm.
Casey. You can be our language expert.
Linguist.
Yes, linguist. It's referenced in Italy as primo sono, and even in the Americas, we have accounts from colonials, boo, about
It was
how the
How-
natives there would have a first sleep and then eat dinner and then have their second sleep and like fill that gap with all sorts of other activities. So we see references of this in Africa, South and Southeast Asia, Australia, South America, and the Middle East. So really, like
So,
all over the
a
world.
lot of world. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why only France and Italy get called out as having their like translation of
They're the only two European countries.
yeah, they're the only two other places of significance in the world. But
Yep.
I guess the point is that it's pretty commonly found, at least in this time period. So a little bit more about the shift. This whole article was listing times in military time. So
Oh no.
we can all do the translation in our head, but it typically the first sleep would start between 2100 and 2300. So that's what, like
9 o'clock.
9 to 11.
9 to 11,
9/11. Yeah.
somewhere between there. 9/11.
Kava spirit is with us.
always. And that would last about 2 hours. So then like you'd wake up around 11 to like 1 a.m. And then another really interesting thing Casey, you actually came in with so much more background knowledge than I expected.
I told you to stop me when it got to be too much.
No, I want to add that the aspect about sharing a bed, there was actually a lot of really strict social conventions about how to like share a bed with people, which I thought was interesting. So you would share with family members, friends, servants, and then even strangers if you're like traveling.
Servants.
Damn. I know.
So everybody's
afford
just
to-
piling in.
Check your privilege.
Yeah.
It also goes to mention, of course, you're probably sharing with bed bugs and lice as well.
Oh yeah, everything's getting in the bed.
But yeah, touching is discouraged. Avoid fidgeting so that you don't bother other people. And then there are these designated sleeping positions, and it goes on to describe female children are on one side of the bed, the oldest near the wall, followed by mother and father, and then male children in order of age, and then non-family members. So there is this whole system. Apparently.
So the oldest brother just has to sleep with whoever.
So there's hey buddy, looks like I'm over here now.
Who are you?
Yeah.
And then
pre-industrial society, you have very limited sources of heat.
Mhm.
So everyone having a little cuddle puddle for the night keeps you warm, keeps you alive.
Can you look at the image I just sent and tell me what you think? Just tell me what you see. What you observe.
Their hairstyles are incredible, first of all.
Was this when them waking up, or is this them going before they go to sleep? Because they got like serious like wake up hair over there.
I like the infant lodged in between the
Yeah.
first two beds.
I know, I was
baby.
thinking that too. I think this is like a depiction of the first sleep. I think this is like them waking up from their first sleep, because the caption is communal sleeping meant that people usually had someone to chat with when they woke up for the watch. That's what they called the period of wakefulness between the first and second sleep. They called it the watch.
The watch.
I love that two of the people sleeping have hair coverings to keep their hair good or to keep it from getting like knotted and stuff. But then the other people do not.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's like, they came prepared, but these people, they don't have their hair covering. I guess
Maybe they're washing their hair in the morning.
Maybe.
During the watch when they wake up.
Yeah.
So yeah, there would be all kinds of activities. Peasants would check on farm animals, do chores, like comb wool, things like
Spin?
that. Spin. There's an
Check
account
TikTok.
of gotta catch up on the For You page. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's an account of someone even like a servant brewing beer. Great midnight.
Oh, yeah, the
beer.
activities. Yep, nothing sounds better than a cold one during the watch.
Oh no, it's gonna be a warm one, Nico.
Oh,
Let's be
no.
real.
Oh, you're right, because it's unless it was like wintertime or something.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, what do they do in countries where during the summer the nighttime is like 2 hours?
Yeah. Oh, like if you're like up north or like Norway, like Scandinavia.
Oh yeah, when the like you don't even like see the sunset; it just like touches the horizon.
I having been to Iceland in the summer, I can tell you it messes with you.
I bet.
I am so affected by like how the sun comes up and down, and
I feel like that's how humans like were built.
Yeah. Yep.
Is to be so affected.
Maybe that's why they didn't have a lot of windows or something, so that way they could actually like sleep and not have the light. But
yeah,
maybe.
Wow, I want to go to Iceland. That sounds beautiful.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. Of course, criminals would make trouble, such as murdering women who just woke up from their first sleep, unfortunately. Philosophers would ruminate, which I feel like, again, like, wow, what a privilege. You don't have any work to do. You could just sit around and like think about life and the meaning of it. A lot of Christians would pray, confess, recite psalms. So that became like a common thing to do. just hold those kind of religious rituals during the watch. And of course, it's best for socializing. You can wake up, chat with people, as Casey mentioned, make love. And the article actually also mentioned that oftentimes bedfellows who were chatting at night could reach a level of conversation that was like more casual than they could usually reach during the normal day, which I thought was interesting. I guess there's like less going on, so you can be more casual. And the second sleep after the watch is called the morning sleep, and it might last until dawn or later, depending on when the person went to bed. So, quick mid-tab poll. What would you do? What is your activity of choice during the watch?
Okay, so are we doing it timeline, like time period accurate, or like what we like it?
You can pick either one, either what you would do if you were living in medieval times or what you would do now.
Hmm.
Practicing my drumming.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Flying your airplane that you built from a motorcycle engine.
100%.
Yep, writing logs down flumes.
Right.
I'm going to be boring. I probably would actually get some writing in, which I know a lot of writers did.
Mhm.
I think it was even
Yeah.
Lewis Carroll. He didn't want to like fumble around for matches and a candle, so he invented a little stencil that
Okay.
he would use to write in the dark. And he actually
Oh,
wrote a lot of Alice's
wow.
Adventures.
That sounds like a tab.
Yeah. So
I'd
No,
probably
I don't
do
think that's
laundry.
boring. I feel like I mean that kind of is pretty in line with I feel like what people used that period for, like either chores or just things they didn't have time for during the day.
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's like time to think and be able to focus when it's the quieter time of night to get some writing in.
mhm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
that's
good.
great.
What about you, Jess?
Um, I feel like this might also be like a really boring answer, but I feel like I try to take care of all my like administrative tasks
Mhm.
or like Grace said, like do laundry.
Mhm.
That way I can save like the fun stuff for the day.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. You got anything, Nico? We can circle back too.
I like the idea of making beer. Like once I'm like
Yeah, that sounds
waking
pretty
up,
fun.
I'm just like waking up, get a brew going. Let's start. Hey, everybody, come on. I got something over here.
I want to
Favorite
try Nico from Riverside's backyard beer.
backyard brew. I,
Backyard brew,
oh
yes.
my gosh. If I ever get into, I actually know people that have made their own beer before, and I'm afraid. I'd be
You're
like,
afraid.
yeah, I'd drink it. I'm like, oh, this tastes great. Oh, I can't see out of my left eye now. Oh, great. Oh
You
boy.
gotta
Yeah.
bring like something that measures the alcohol because
Yes,
you can have like pocket tests for that.
exactly. I'm sure that I could probably, if I put my mind to it, but yeah, definitely I like the brewing of that.
That was a fun little anecdote.
Mhm.
So the article goes on to talk a bit more about other research done about sleep and experiments and such. So it's noted by another scientist named David Sampson that sleeping in phases or in several separate stretches is really widespread, just in the animal kingdom in general. For example, the ring-tailed lemur has a similar sleeping schedule to pre-industrial humans.
Ooh.
And yeah,
The
so that
lemur.
kind of speaks to some of the evolution of things.
That's why King
Um,
Julian is so
Yeah.
much like us.
Oh my gosh, he likes to move it.
he does, famously. And in 1995, Roger, the scientist of focus in this article, he discovered a research paper on an experiment that was conducted a few years prior by another guy named Thomas Weir. And this Thomas guy, he ran an experiment where he took 15 men, which first of all, why are they only men? Like why are the human subjects only men? I feel like we
Woman
need
scary.
some variety. But okay. He took 15 men and he deprived them of artificial illumination at night to shorten their hours of daylight from like 16 to just 10. So this is kind of similar to like pre-industrial, what people would have in terms of flight. And then after a few weeks, it was noted that they started taking on like biphasic sleep habits. And this was a really interesting experiment for Roger to discover. And I thought that it was really funny. Like he was matching that up with some of the historical accounts he was reading about first and second sleep. And then when he discovered that this Thomas guy ran this experiment, he said, reading about the experiment was, apart from my wedding and the birth of my children, probably the most exciting moment in my life.
That guy has not had a very exciting life.
Yeah.
So really into sleep research.
Yeah, it's like my kids, my getting married, but you know what? All that research I did
Research.
about the first and second sleep and all these other things.
I just really like sleeping, you guys.
So fulfilling.
So exciting. There was another study done in 2015 by David Sampson. He was looking at a community that was in a remote part of northeastern Madagascar and found that they also practiced biphasic sleep patterns, but with having a short period of activity after midnight and then going back to sleep and waking up with the sun. So
With the lemurs.
Yeah, like just like King Julian.
Madagascar,
Yeah,
it's all coming together.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. See, it comes back around.
So, as we can probably guess, the cause of this sleep habit going away is the Industrial Revolution, of course.
Yay.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was like all in unison. Artificial illumination became more prevalent, and then people wouldn't go to bed at like 9 anymore, but they still had to wake up at the same time in the morning, so their rest was truncated, and Roger hypothesized that this made humans sleep deeper because it was compressed. So people were just kind of adapting based on this new schedule. And it ends just talking a bit about how modern attitudes have really changed about sleep. As I'm sure we're all aware, there's a lot of shame around people like oversleeping, and there's this overemphasis on waking up early to be productive. And it was interesting for me to read about kind of habits of the past when things weren't always that way, and we didn't necessarily have these same ideas of what is like morally good or productive for society. And Rogers found that when he tells people about his research, sometimes it makes them feel less anxious about if they have their own like periods of wakefulness during the night, just to know that, you know, for a long period of history, this was actually really normal. And, you know, maybe it's kind of been built into our biology over like
generations
of
It's
evolution.
kind of like the Mythbusters episode that helps insomniacs everywhere be like, it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. And then it ends with saying, but our sleep is probably better now than in medieval times because we don't have to worry about being murdered in our beds or the threat of fire or freezing to death or all the bed bugs and lice. So at least there's that. At least we get our nice mattresses.
Yep,
Very true.
Comfy bed. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jazz.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I liked that one a lot.
A scientific study and sleep and
it was really different from the first two.
Yes.
Could have used more California.
Yeah, I know. Where's California?
The mode of transportation. That's all right, though.
So, Casey, tell us how, if your tab has any parallels with mine.
I mean, it is about a scientific article. So we're bringing in the science element, but no, I don't think there's any California in this. I wanted to start by saying, so I'm from Colorado, and Colorado is known for a number of things, like large mountains, weed, some alleged light cannibalism in 1874, a chicken that didn't die after having their head cut off, and generally being a little
Wait, is this
hippy-dippy.
common knowledge? I feel like
It's common
What,
knowledge if
the
you're
chicken or the Donners?
No, it wasn't the Donner Party.
It wasn't the Donners?
No, it was Alfred Packard. He has his own festival these days. We're not going to talk about it
okay, we
today,
need
though.
a whole tab group on
I-
Colorado.
Yes,
Got it.
Yeah, because you know who else is in Colorado? Nikola
Casey.
Jokic.
He
The-
is.
the Denver Nuggets.
He's a member of the Denver
Yeah.
Nuggets.
This,
Yeah.
Bring it all
Iconic.
back. Yes.
Yeah. But generally we're a little hippy dippy. And while you can find a water bottle filler at least once every quarter mile, which I miss when I'm not in Colorado because I have a water bottle with me always, there are also certain expectations that are a little bit difficult to live up to in our hippy dippy state, such as this. Composting, for instance. I'm actually pretty good about my recycling and the stuff that can be recycled. I sort it all myself. I take it to the place and put it in the correct bins, make sure there's not too much food waste on it. But compost, I don't know why I'm bad about food waste. I just am. I'll just throw it in the trash with the regular stuff. And that's not good. Because composting can actually be pretty important if done properly as aerobic composting, which is not composting that wears leotard and watches Jane Fonda videos.
So funny.
It is composting where oxygen is introduced and reintroduced to the decaying matter over time. So that's why you see compost bins that are like spinny and you
Yeah.
spin them like you're a little cat.
Oh.
Or you get worms in your compost, so they'll turn the soil and reintroduce the oxygen.
Oh, I love worms.
They're
So
pretty
this
great.
is a situation where you do want worms.
You do want
Mhm.
worms in this situation. So the reason why that's important is because it produces less methane and generally fewer greenhouse gases than anaerobic compost or other anaerobic waste like what you see in landfills. So when food waste gets trapped in a landfill and it decomposes, it is decomposing, but it lets off a lot of methane, which can be kind of dangerous both for the environment and also explosions. And we don't want that. So, not to mention, compost is a natural fertilizer. And when you make fertilizer commercially, it's also not great for the environment because you're mixing all of these chemicals that in large quantities don't tend to be mixed in nature. And also
And then they could
explosions there as
explode.
well.
Yeah, they go.
So not great all around. That said, no one knew what the effects of a particular composting experiment that began in 1997 would be when two scientists asked a fruit company to unload 12,000 metric tons of orange peels onto national park land. They knew
That's a lot.
That's a
something.
Did it
lot of
explode
orange.
like a whale on the beach?
It did not explode like a whale on a beach.
Just orange is just blowing up, and then boom.
James and the Giant Peach, but it's a whale.
So,
It's an orange whale filled with
orange whale.
juice. They knew something was going to happen and that something was probably going to be something good. But as I said, it was an experiment at the time because there hadn't been a lot of research done into like composting over time and how it affects the land. So let's start with our players. We have Daniel Jansen and Winnie Hallwicks, who are ecologists that graduated from Princeton University in 1976. The pair who are also, or were also, I just realized the articles I read used the past tense. I don't know if they're still married, but they were at the time husband and wife.
Aw.
They worked for the University of Pennsylvania as ecologists and also worked as researchers and technical advisors for many years at Área de Conservación Guanacaste, or the ACG, the Guanacaste Conservation Area in English. And that's a national park in Costa Rica. And the national park has been like over-farmed essentially over time.
Oh no.
And so it's not in a great shape. Let's say, like the land is not looking as good as it could.
No, we just love exploiting the land.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, reaping its natural resources. Yeah, that's just what humans do. And
yeah.
yeah.
It's almost as if bananas were more important than
Yeah.
national park land.
Mhm.
So in 1997, Jansen and Hallwicks asked the Del Oro Company, which manufactures orange juice. I don't know what that.
Manufactures orange juice.
Is
Yeah.
this like those orange juices that are like less than 1% juice?
Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
Terrifying.
One of the things they talked about in yeah, I don't know if it's because they also take then like the leavings and then they like extract oil and acids out of it because you can actually use that stuff for like household cleaners and other things. But yeah,
Oh.
they used the phrase manufactured orange juice, and I was a little concerned by that.
As you should be.
Yeah. But so Jansen and Hawix asked the Del Oro Company, which is on the edge of the ACG, to donate part of their land to the national park. In return, they could dump their food waste in the form of orange peels in the national park. And the Del Oro Company is like, great, can do. And they take their dump trucks, unload the aforementioned 12,000 metric tons of orange peels
Oh my
over.
Can't even like
Imagine going
fathom.
to a
Yeah, they
national park
just-
for a beautiful view
just-
and there's just a pile of orange
Yeah.
peels.
What are they just it's just there. They don't they just expecting people to just throw themselves in the orange peels or something. Just
How
like
do you think
Well-
it smells?
You just go
What, like
surfing
oranges?
down the orange peels.
Well, I'm sending you a couple of images. So the
Yes,
first,
I love an image.
Yeah.
the first
This
is
will help me visualize.
of one of the dump trucks. Or
oh
two of
they
the
have
dump
like
trucks.
they have like little ramps and stuff that they just like
Yeah.
they put the okay.
And then this next one is those 12,000 metric tons of orange peels. This covered
Oh my god.
That's all
This looks
orange peels?
unreal.
It's like if Dr. Seuss had trench warfare.
it
Oh.
covered 3 hectares or 7 acres of land in this national
My
park.
Of
God.
nothing but orange peels.
Nothing but orange peels,
Oops, all
Um,
orange peels.
Oh, so-
basically. And so then a rival orange company, Tico Fruit, sued them. I don't know if it's
Sued
because
them?
yes, I don't know if they were jealous that they didn't get to dump truckloads of stuff in a
we-
national park.
They're
But-
just jealous. That should have been us.
Yeah.
It should have been our
Yeah.
orange waste.
I don't know what the impetus for the lawsuit was, but they said that Del Oro had, quote, defiled a national park.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
And the Supreme Court of Costa Rica agreed, so no more orange peels were allowed to be dumped.
Oh.
Thanks,
Oh.
Supreme Court.
Oh, they can't dump my orange peels here no more in this national
Did someone
park.
get addicted to dumping orange peels? um but the funny thing is in these articles is the Supreme Court's like, yes, you did defile that national park, but then they just left it all there.
Oh,
Like
great.
they didn't do anything to clean it up.
No any effort at all. They just leave it there. It's fine.
Yep. They're just like, I guess you can leave the orange peels, but no more of them. So politics, I don't know. And then in the articles I was reading about this, every one of them just made it sound like, so there's Jansen and Hawix, who are the 2 scientists who came up with this idea. And this is a quote about them. They have focused the latter half of their careers on ensuring a future for endangered tropical forest ecosystems. And every single article makes it sound like they just forgot about their metric tons of orange peels for 16 years.
16 years.
Just moved on with their lives.
That's such a long
Do
time.
orange
Just,
peels even decompose? I
Yeah.
don't even know.
like what, just rotting there in the middle of this rainforest jungle.
Those
They
orange
just
peels
calcify
are
into
they're
rock.
old enough to drive now.
They
Yeah.
are. Well, and that was 1997. So I mean, they're almost 30. They'll be 30 next year.
Oh my gosh.
Or in 2 years. I can do math. Anyway,
I know you
so
can.
so the articles make it sound like they just forgot about it, which I don't think that they did. But it makes it sound like in each one that I read, there was just this hard cut to 2013, where one of their colleagues, Timothy Truer, was asking if they had any research topics like, do you have any cool research ideas, Jansen, Hawix? I'm a little hard up right now. And the 2 of them just look up from whatever they're doing now, certainly not orange peels, and say, well, we did help facilitate dumping 12,000 metric tons of orange peels in a national park in Costa Rica. Maybe we should check up on that. And Truer's like, great, I'm going to Costa Rica in a little bit, so I'll take a look.
That's
And then
convenient.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going there. I'm
Just
just so
happened
Mhm.
they could
They
have gone
planned it.
to Guatemala. They could have gone to Mexico,
But no, he's going to Costa Rica.
Panama.
And when he got there, he was shocked. Shocked, I tell you. So Chur says it was so completely overgrown with trees and vines that I couldn't even see the 7-foot long sign with bright yellow lettering marking the site that was only a few feet away from the road. I knew I needed to come up with some really robust metrics to quantify exactly what was happening and come back to this eye test, which was showing up at this place and realizing visually how stunning the difference between fertilized and unfertilized areas were. So let me pull up.
So the orange peels were like helpful?
The orange peels were helpful. They
Oh.
helped. They were helping. So here's an image of part of it. So they describe it as this being like the orange peels got dumped on this one side of the road, and then on the
Oh,
other
damn.
side is unfertilized.
Oh, wow.
So they're both pretty green, but you can see that the fertilized side is like much denser.
It's like
Lush.
filled out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the other
Wow.
side is kind of like a field with some trees.
Sparse. Yeah. The other one's just more just densely packed. Just wow. Okay.
Yeah, the fertilized
Yeah.
side is like the swamp in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Truer says that he had to like get a machete to walk through this. It was so dense. And before, like you can see, the orange peels are filling up this landscape. There's plenty of room. Well, if the orange peels weren't there, there would be plenty of room to move.
If the orange peels weren't there.
Yeah. But so it did like fundamentally change this landscape in a way that they could not have imagined happening over just 16 years, which in ecology terms is like a really short amount of time for something this drastic to happen.
Mhm.
So Chur grabs a senior student who's on the trip with him, who's named Jonathan Choi, and shoves him at the site going, study this. And Choi's like, I'm on it. And he collects soil samples and measures trees in both the orange peel area and the nearby area that hadn't gotten any of the orange peels. He contacts another scientist whose name is Laura Shanks of Beloy College, who had collected soil samples from the site in 2000. Again, she just kind of comes out of nowhere, like this brief footnote of people who actually went back and checked on the 12,000 metric tons of orange peels. But he did this in order to compare the change over time. And the Princeton University article that was the main source that I read for this goes a little bit more into their methods, but there's a reason I went into library science and not ecology. So I will sum this up.
Are you at a library right now?
I am at a library right now.
Oh.
I'm at
Yeah, because there were some people like walking back there in the background a few times.
I kept meaning to ask, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
seemed like a good segue.
Yeah, the library I work for has a studio, like a separate studio building. So I mean, here I'm using one of our mics to record,
incredible.
and yeah,
Yes.
it's nice. It's
Support
like
your local library.
Yes.
everyone.
support your local
Absolutely.
libraries.
Support your local library.
Exactly.
Support your local. Anyway,
If they don't, we're sending you to the giant thing of orange peels. That's where you're going. That's where you're
you're
going to
getting
live.
buried under the orange peels, the 12,000 metric tons.
Bury me in the orange peels.
um, it's dead.
Just throw me in the peels.
So basically, the part of the ACG that had gotten the orange peels had not only a richer soil sample, but a greater biomass, which means that the trees they measured in the part that got the orange peels were larger and thicker than in other parts, even when accounting for different species.
Wow.
So like I said, there was a drastic change in a relatively short period of time, which they just really hadn't seen before. So Choi, Truer, Jansen, Hallwicks, Shanks, and 2 more people. I don't know why this many people were needed for a paper, but their names are David Wilco.
They all really needed the writing credit.
Yeah, I guess so. And Shanks did take that soil sample back in 2000 when everyone had forgotten about the 12,000 metric tons. So David Wilcove and Andrew Dobson wrote a paper called Low Cost Agricultural Waste Accelerates Tropical Forest Regeneration. And that was published in Restoration Ecology on July 28th, 2017. Their paper was written up on the Princeton website by B. Rose Kelly. And then Popular Science took that and rewrote it, and then Science Alert took that and rewrote it. And I first read about it on Science Alert, but then I went back and read Kelly's article because it was original. But in conclusion, I'll quote David Wilcove, excuse me. I kept wanting to write Wilcox. His name is David Wilcove.
Wilco.
Wilcove.
Dave Wilco.
Dave Wilcove.
Dave Wilco.
He's one of the paper's authors, and he says plenty of environmental problems are produced by companies, which, to be fair, are simply producing things that people need or want. But an awful lot of these problems can be alleviated if the private sector and environmental community work together. I'm confident we'll find more opportunities to use the leftovers from the industrial food production to bring back tropical forests. That is recycling at its best. So compost your stuff. Don't throw it in the trash. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Casey, that was like a very uplifting tab to end on.
Yeah.
And then
I like that.
the original scientists, actually, I'll show you one more picture. They had a
Yes.
before, during, and after
Ooh.
of
Okay.
what it kind of looked like. So you can tell the during because there's mountains of oil.
Yeah. I wonder, yeah.
It's pretty clear which one's before, during, and after.
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I
This
thought
is a
that was
great
just so
comparison.
amazing.
I'm
Made me
just-
actually want to compost my food waste, which I've been trying to be better
awesome.
about.
It's okay. We all have strengths and weaknesses.
That's true. That is
I-
very true.
I definitely need to work on that too.
Yeah, like I'm like I just mostly like recycle bottles and stuff like that. So I'm like, I think next time I see, I actually have an orange tree in the backyard. So I'm wondering,
Oh, cool. Do you
Ooh.
harvest oranges from it?
from time to time, and then but sometimes I'm like, because right now like it's summer, it's getting to summer, so a lot of them are kind of like dying on the thing because I'm just like, there we have too many oranges. Too many oranges.
500 open oranges.
Exactly. 500 open oranges. Exactly. So I'm just looking at that. I'm like, there's potential. There's
Mhm.
potential in all the stuff that like kind of like rots away and falls down. So it could turn into this lush growing ecosystem.
You could grow your own rainforest, Nico.
Exactly. In my
You could
backyard.
fix Riverside
Yeah.
with this one tip.
Well, it's funny because
Riverside.
Riverside actually has a large orange population. No, but like no, they have a bunch of orange groves. There's an orange citrus park. Riverside was once the largest grower of oranges in the United States. So it's really interesting as somebody who comes from a city known for its oranges in this tab. So it's like, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. And I guess right now I'm in the state of oranges or something.
Oh,
The state of oranges.
A state of we're constantly living in a state of oranges.
All right, not to be a Debbie Downer, but my reservation is about to end, so I say we close these tabs.
I
Okay.
believe we
You're
should.
right.
You're- oh,
Oh
we have
wait.
to-
Oh, what sound did you guys think about? I
Maybe
didn't think about
like
sound
a
at all.
like a choo-choo
A
train.
train
Yeah,
dumping
that's
oranges.
really whimsical. A train dumping 12 how many
12,000 metric tons.
12,000 metric tons of oranges. Okay. Do we
so do
count
we-
down?
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time.
Yep.
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
and close.
Choo choo.
Amazing.
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you so much, guys. This was so fun.
Yes,
It was.
I'm having a blast. We should do this again sometime.
Us
Maybe-
and our 3 to 5 listeners.
yes.
Yay!
There-
See, we don't even have tens. Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yep,
even dozens.
We're all here.
Aw.
All right. Well,
Uh.
thanks for listening to our takeover of the pod. If you have any
Yes.
questions, concerns, or rude comments, send them to 500tabs@gmail.com.
500 open tabs.
500 open
Shit.
tabs.
Send them
okay.
to 500opentabs@gmail.com. Give the original show a follow on Blue Sky and Instagram at 500opentabs and subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Mhm.
If you want to get involved in the next conspiracy, join the Discord. become our friend, and you may be inducted into the secret society. And of course, a very special thank you to Alyssa for being extremely helpful for us planning this whole thing.
Truly,
Alyssa is the MVP.
absolutely. Just
Snaps
We
for
do it
Melissa.
for her.
yes, that's-
Snaps for Alyssa. Thank you, Alyssa.
all right. Well,
Awesome. Well, until the next
Thanks
takeover.
for joining
Until-
us. Yeah.
until the
Have
next
an
take-
excellent night.
keep it
Keep it
Josie.
Josie.
Keep it Josie.
And see you at the Gwen Stefani tribute
Tribute
toilet.
Yes.
Yeah,
With
that's
my
like-
with me and my 12,000 metric tons of
Yeah.
orange.
I will arrive in a miniature model train. That's how I will get there.
That's the only way to arrive.
And
Bye,
I will
model.
crash the lawnmower plane.
Oh, that's great.
All right.